Who do you play as? Fernando Orlando.
All right, here we go. Beginning with Japan.
Japan. Fujiyama Oriental Golf Club. Fernando Almeida versus Robert Lando.
All right.
Final match. Derek, your player one.
All right.
Number
So
one.
it looks like Squeaky has gone with the power golfer this time. Both power golfer and shot maker have a distinct advantage on Japan. A course in which they can both make shots that really no other golfer can.
Good shot.
Both extremely high shot makers, with power golfer taking quite a bit of a lead there. Both quite poor at recovery, with the shot, with the power golfer definitely taking the lower end of that bargain. All right, so we've got an on there from Albert. And power golfer. Slight backspin for safety there, but not too much of a difference. Now, as you can see here, power golfer has certainly the least amount of putting options of any character in the game. Quite a contrast from Robert. Power golfer. There's very little room for mistakes. High risk, but exceedingly high rewards, especially in a match play tournament like this. Even. All right, so we end our first round even. All square. The funny thing about this game, of course, is it will start to penalize both players if they continue to get all squares. This is, of course, kind of immaterial to this tournament because we'll just continue through it.
Good shot.
All right, tee-off shot there. Wind still at a pretty low pace. Probably won't see it pick up too much here. All right, landing almost side by side there. All right, time for Squeaky to make the approach to the hole. Lining it up. Ooh. Wonderfully close there. Going to be a pretty short shot and skip on. Albert making approach. All right, both landing quite close by. And ending hole 2 on even. Both of our golfers are quite evenly matched here at the outset.
All square.
Hole number 3, 194 yards.
Player 1, tee shot.
Hole 3 Japan, always a weird one. Bit scary at the outset. Ooh. Unfortunately, sliding just a bit forward into that rough.
Tee shot.
That's going to be a bit of a problem for Squeaky. Unfortunately, the power golfer has among the worst recovery, if not the worst recovery in the game. Oh, And unfortunately, both of them landing into that rough, almost in the same pixel. Now, both of our golfers here do have some pretty lower in recovery here, but given that they're so close to the hole, it might not end up being much of an issue. Perhaps we can see a chip in here. He's already seen a couple. And just missing it for Albert there. Let's see. Let's see for Squeaky here. Pretty low. Ooh, bouncing right off, but still very close. Chip-in's not for the faint of heart. Now, looks like we're going to be ending another one. All even.
Player 1 for par.
And that's a par for Albert and Squeaky. We're ending now hole 3 on even as well. Now, as you can see here, the game does penalize you, as I mentioned before, if you continue to land on all even. If you're playing pretty evenly, the game yells at you and wants more quarters.
Hole number 4.
Of course, we're going to just continue right through that.
Player 1
All right. Beginning on hole 4, we're already starting to get some relatively heavy wind. But that was a wonderful on there.
fairway. Player 2 shot.
Coming with Robert. About the same wind, but turning a bit more diagonal this time. Taking the shot. Oh, and unfortunately hitting the rough there.
Player 2 second shot.
This might be a difficult shot with the recovery. But as always, never count out the shot maker. He's called the shot maker for a reason. And nice on there with a bit of a safety backspin.
Player 1
Ideally should be able to make a pretty clean, straightforward shot right through there. All right, Squeaky lighting up here. Ooh, all right. Backspin, putting Squeaky in a pretty great range for that hole. Both of our golfers within a birdie try here. See what happens. Uh-oh. Let's hope. Oh, and Albert sinks it from across the green. Excellent.
birdie try.
All right, and Squeaky as well. Double birdies.
Even.
Still even.
All square.
Hole number 5. 526
All
yards.
right.
Par 5.
On to hole 5, a pretty
Shot.
snaky, pretty strange one with starting to get some pretty heavy wind here. This is a pretty difficult shot here. And, oh, unfortunately, landing out of bounds there.
Penalty.
One-stroke penalty.
Once more. Player 2 tee shot.
Making that shot with that kind of wind. Not a lot of options. Pretty difficult. Oof. Luckily missing that out of bounds, but landing in the rough.
Player 1 third shot.
All right, similar wind this time here. Looks like Squeaky's going to make more of a straightforward shot this time. And unfortunately, still lands in the rough. But it's in.
Second shot.
Alright. Albert, we're maneuvering here a little bit. Wind has calmed down somewhat. Ooh. And just narrowly missing that rough there.
Player 1, fourth shot.
That sets Albert up for a pretty good shot into the green coming up.
Good shot.
All right.
Player 2, third shot.
Squeaky's shot there kind of took them from one rough to the other, but still getting pretty close to the green. All right, and ooh, excellent backspin there. Putting Albert in pretty great range for the
Player
hole.
1, fifth shot.
Squeaky making the fifth shot. Unfortunately, from this angle, can't really see the hole. It's a bit difficult to line up. Oh no, unfortunately landing in the rough there.
He left his hole. Player 1, sixth shot.
Oh, and unfortunately sailing right over the green. As always, this is one of the real perils of the power golfer. Recovery options are quite limited. Very easy to overshoot things, unfortunately. Oh gosh.
He left his hole.
Very unfortunate there.
Player 2 wins.
All right, and Albert takes that.
Rise for winner. Penalty. Player 2,
Hole number 6.
Hole
296
number 4.
yards.
Entering hole number 4.
player 2.
Albert is 1 point ahead here. Nice wind at the beginning here. Oh, wow! Excellent.
On the green. Player 1, tee shot.
Another good example of the kind of wild shots that you can make once you move into the distance golfer bracket. Squeaky kind of slicing against the wind here a little bit.
Good shot.
Oh,
Bust.
not a bad place to be.
Player 1, second shot.
Heavy wind here, but maybe we'll see a chip in. Let's see. And eagle chip in. Wonderful to see. Truly, this is Nancy's report.
Eagle try.
Now, I believe if Albert can sink this shot, they might come out even here.
Get in. Good putt. Nice eagle.
All right. Excellent showing from both golfers.
Even.
Excellent showing from both golfers there. We are even, with Albert still ahead 1 point.
Player 2, 1 hole up.
Hole number 7. 406 yards. Par 4.
That shot that Albert made as well there,
Tee shot.
also quite difficult. Sailing right over that hill.
Fairway.
Far and away the most difficult aspect of the game, at least that I've always found, is putting. Very difficult to describe in words what needs to be done. It's very much a feel sort of thing. right. Nice approaches from both of our golfers here.
Fairway.
Narrowly missing.
Second shot.
Getting some pretty strong backwind here. See how it goes. Oh, wow. Excellent on there.
Player
I think
1.
Albert
Second
right
shot.
next to the hole for a shot. Oof, even stronger wind here. So keep pushing pretty heavily against that. And unfortunately landing in the rough here. Can we see another chip in from Squeaky? It's possible. You never know. Heavy wind here, but you never know. Oh, unfortunately. Still landing on the green at least.
Par.
Par.
And that's Squeaky for par there. Albert with a pretty straightforward birdie shot. And there we go.
Player 2 wins.
Albert moves ahead again with
Five,
2 more
four.
points.
Winner. Penalty.
Now with 2 holes left.
Okay.
That does give
Player 2.
Squeaky
2 holes up.
2 more shots to tie here. However, if Squeaky does lose the next one,
Player 2.
it will be a Dormy hole. And this round, or this game rather, will go to Albert.
Good shot.
Good tee off from Albert there.
Fairway.
Very advantageous shot there.
Good shot.
Tee off from Squeaky. And unfortunately landing in the water out of bounds.
Stroke penalty. Once more. Player 1.
That is, of course, a one-stroke penalty.
Good shot.
Power golfer, as always, high risk, high reward.
Fairway. Give up this hole.
Squeaky choosing to fight it out. See how it goes. Hitting some very strong winds towards the end of this match.
Good shot.
Fairway. Player 1. Fourth shot.
Good shot.
Oh, and unfortunately sailing right into the water.
Give up this
A
hole.
one-stroke penalty there.
Once more.
Choosing to fight it out yet again.
Next shot.
That's some pretty heavy forward wind.
Good shot.
And they can evenly throw off a shot. And Squeaky lands on the fairway,
Player 2. Third
pretty
shot.
close to the green. Albert making approach onto the green. And lands very close.
Player 1. Second shot.
Heavy wind here. Ooh. Squeaky comes very close to a near chip in there. Unfortunately, that very devilish placement on the hill. Sails right past it.
Triple bogey.
And ending on a triple
Birdie
bogey.
try.
Albert takes the shot here. And sinks it with a birdie. All right, and with that, we have Dormy hole for this match. Albert Prime with 3 points ahead.
Fly
Albert
score.
will move on
Winner.
here.
Penalty.
Excellent job to both of our golfers here.